You say Singapore got no arts. Huh? My Chemical Romance coming here. Gaga come here. Taylor Swift come here. Coldplay come here. Still what you want. Huh? Come here what? Good what?
Yeah lah, then you go Malaysia.
Last time, whenever Hari Raya, the aunties will ask, when you gonna get married? But now they stop asking lah. And they ask like more existential. Last Hari Raya, this makcik just came up to me. Are you okay? The fuck? What do you mean? I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh, then you got the climate voucher also, right? Bro, the other day my mom, the fridge spoiled. She called me. She was like, can you help me buy fridge? My fridge spoiled. I said, hey, no problem. I got you. I came in and said, oh, never mind. I got this voucher. I said, what is going on in this country?
So, Terence and I are middle-aged, almost uncles. And yeah, we're starting to feel it. We've heard all the health gurus talk about miracle supplements. But honestly, most of them are ridiculously expensive. Recently, a company called UndoAge reached out to us to try some of their stuff. We were skeptical at first, but what caught our attention was how damn transparent they are. On their website, they break down exactly what goes into their prices, from raw ingredients to packaging and even shipping. They even publish third-party test results for every batch, like down to the cent. The company was started by founders who were fed up with the crazy markups in the supplement industry. So they built a global platform for premium nutritional supplements at factory direct prices. And they now ship to over 30 countries including Singapore. We looked through their business docs and certifications and yeah, things check out. So I've been taking their flagship product, a 99.6% high purity NMN supplement that boosts NAD+ levels, which supports energy, sleep, and even hair health. So why pay more than double? UndoAge delivers high-quality NMN at a fraction of the price. They've also got fish oil, AKK probiotics, and more. So to be clear, it's only been a few weeks. This isn't some miracle transformation. But despite the madness of the live show the past few weeks and everything else, I've been feeling good. Plus, there's a lot of positive reviews about customers having longer deep sleep and better mental clarity. So I'm going to keep at it and report back if people are interested. But please always check with your doctor first. We're not health experts. We just found a supplement company that made sense to us with a business model we appreciate. So check them out at undoage.com. That's UndoAge.com. The link is also in the show notes. And now, on to the podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala, your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news with a touch of what, Terence?
Good old humor.
Good old humor, man.
Yeah.
Today is a special episode with a special guest.
Yeah, we had a rare chance to actually spend 8 days hanging out with him, right?
Yeah.
And and then we also
sharing the stage.
But we also realized that this podcast, in its infancy, he was the first one that took a chance on us as well, right?
The first ever guest of our first ever foray into podcasting.
Yes. Yeah. He's back.
So it is Fadzri Rashid, the artist, the comedian formerly known as Faz.
I'm very happy to be here.
Thanks, man.
I'm very pleased to be here in the presence of two very distinguished speakers.
Wow. Feels like that's a setup.
Wow, set up for something.
I never trust a stand-up comedian.
Anytime there's praise coming from
No. It's nice. I mean, I was glad to spend those 8 days with you guys, and out of the 8 shows, I was very happy to see you guys do well for 7. And
9 shows, hello?
9 shows.
9 shows.
Still sticking to 7. Really well. I'm like, wow, man, these guys really, coming into it. And yeah, it was definitely fun. And yeah, I was the first guest.
You were the first guest.
On this pod. Actually, you guys took a chance with me. You guys had no idea what I was going to say. And honestly, when you look back at that pod, we weren't talking about anything also.
And we talked for 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
We took a toilet break in between.
For what, right?
Yeah, we talked about dinosaurs, I remember. We also talked about dinosaurs.
Crypto probably at some point because it was 2018.
Yeah. Oh, right. Everybody was a crypto, and then that time I haven't NFT yet because I haven't
before you became a crypto bro.
Can I just tell you something, bro? I think the dumbest thing ever in my life was buy an Alpha Girl NFT, bro. So I told myself during the time when this was big, everybody was gonna get into crypto NFT, whatever. So it was the craze, right?
Yeah.
I had zero idea what it was about, but I'm like, okay, since everybody's getting on it, I didn't want to be FOMO, I didn't want to be left behind. So I told myself at that point of time, I had like a set of savings, and I'm like, okay, maybe this could be a good investment because everybody's into it. Like my dumb brain thought that. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Like in whatever world that they're trying to make NFTs out to be, because they say it's going to be artwork within the sphere, the cyber sphere, because we can't see each other face to face anymore. So this is going to be commodity in the virtual world, which now looking back is like the most scam thing you can ever think of, right? It's like the most, but like at that time, everybody was like believing it. So I remember this alpha girl. I can say it now because I really hope to promote this so that it goes up again.
So you're still holding on to it?
I'm holding. I can't sell it, bro. So like, so I bought this alpha girl, and I told myself, you know what? Whatever I spend on NFTs, right? Whatever net the worth is gonna be, like, don't spend more than 5K. Okay, don't spend more than 5K. And then Steve Aoki go and post on his tweet, because that time it was the celebrities were being paid to like promote the NFTs, and he was like, got my first alpha girl, and I'm like, okay man, if Steve Aoki says it's cool, I guess it's cool. I don't even listen to Steve Aoki, bro. I can't even name a single song.
But you know of Steve Aoki.
But I know of Steve Aoki, and he said it was cool, and that guy's like semi-Asian, so like I guess we can trust him when it comes to money. That was like what my dumb semi-racist brain and stupid, point of view was. So I bought it. I bought it. You know how much I bought it for? 4K.
Wow.
Okay, and how much is it now?
I don't know. I don't know how much a fucking alpha girl is worth now, bro. Like, pull it up and look at it. So I bought it for 4K, and now I got 1K left.
Wow.
To buy the rest of the NFTs, and then I bought like a couple small NFTs.
This was which year?
This was the year
2020.
2020, yeah. I bought the first alpha girl NFT 4K. And that was like my friends from Malaysia, Joe Flizzo, all that. They were like, yo, bro, go and buy. They were pushing. They were just excited to see someone spend 4K on something, right?
I see.
And my idiot self like bought it. Anybody figure out what an alpha girl is worth now? No.
Check it.
Yeah,
go on.
So then I got it. And then they were like, yeah. And then the next day they're telling like, hey, this fella rich fella, buy 4K. I lost all that money within a day.
Apparently now it's about 2.5K USD.
Oh.
Oh,
So
not too far,
not
too
that
bad,
shit
not too
lah.
bad. It's sold it off.
I feel better, boys.
But-
Go buy one more, bro.
But did you, after you bought it, did you plug it yourself on like Twitter?
No
or
lah. Hey, actually you're supposed to do that, right?
Yeah. You're supposed
I mean,
to
yeah
hype it
lah.
up.
Oh, right. So I was supposed to buy it, and then like,
Yeah lah, you never hustle
hype the
lah,
hell out
bro.
then I blame the world for it. Like, stupid,
Someone like how you saw Steve Aoki, someone might have been, oh look, Fucker Fuzz is buying this. It must be legit. And then
bro,
they
you
buy
know
it.
how many of these like newly famous celebrities now get like hunted down by like crypto rug pullers?
Still,
Still, so the crypto guys will be like, hey man, invest in this. So now the big thing is, I heard, is shit coins.
Oh.
So you go in, and then people will pump money into the shit coin, and then when the rug pull happens, you see how much you can get. So everybody just like slowly just heist. So
I see.
so that's how the big celebrities like the Hak Tua girl, the Hak Tua, she recently got done because of a coin. So she promoted this coin, and then the coin went up. It's a shit coin, and then they rug pull, and she got like millions of dollars from it.
got people approach you.
No, never. Are you trying to gauge how famous I am, Harish? Not yet lah. But I'm happy to be in the seat where most of the ministers have sat.
Oh yes,
Yeah. They have sat here and they have discussed very in-depth topics. You guys have a lot of in-depth discussions about politics. Which I know, looking at me, you guys wish to have.
Of course.
Today with me.
Especially given that you recently moved to Malaysia lah.
Oh wow! Okay. Yes, I have, and wasn't the reveal I planned, but Harish. As usual, Harish is always ahead of me in many things. So yes, I have moved to Malaysia, and I guess you would suggest that since I moved to Malaysia, you would think that I am more courageous now in commenting about Singapore politics. Is it?
I mean, that seems to be the norm lah. People going to Malaysia and talking about Singapore politics.
Oh. Actually, yeah, you see those like TikTok fellas of like every time they talk about things that are against Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Like there's this TikTok, I don't know, Jackie sent to me. This guy is just like talking shit about LKY, bro. He's just talking shit. But the fella's like safe in some white country, bro.
I mean, but before you really jump to the weeds of it, like what precipitated this rebasing to Malaysia?
See, I like the way you phrase that. You know, it's like, so I think the impetus as to why I made that relocation is because, well, to put it simply, like I've spent 14 years of my career in Singapore, you know, and before that, I spent a great deal of my teenage years in Malaysia. So when I grew up in Malaysia, it was during, in Malaysia, we call it Zaman Pembangunan. It was Mahathir's time, where it was all about the development of Malaysia at that time. So I was there when the Twin Towers were being promoted as like, yay, this is our Rolex, you know what I mean? And I was there when Mahathir first went on live TV and told the world, I quit. You know, like, and he cried on live TV, and I was there when that happened, right? So a very large part of me still feels very connected to Malaysia, you know? And then when I moved to Singapore,
You were born in Malaysia, right?
No. I was born in Singapore.
Born in Singapore.
I went to primary school in Singapore. Then I went to Malaysia for secondary school because my parents wanted to relocate there. And then that didn't work out because, you know, they didn't do business the same way.
Yeah.
So they came back here. And then when I came back here, I just spent the rest of my time here. So I've been here for 14 years. And I think over time, you just find that, okay, there really is a ceiling as to how much you can grow if you've pretty much done close to everything here. Like, for me, I personally think like this is the best I can do here, dude. Like, you know, I've spent my time in the comedy scene. I have tried to expand every single perspective that I can get growing up in a multicultural Singapore. Or dude, I read something that's so fucking G, bro. I read something, I forgot where, but I don't know if it's in the Walid book or somewhere. But they said Malaysia is multicultural in content, but not in intent. Singapore is multicultural in intent, but not in content.
I see.
Bro. Not my words, but I read it. Sorry, I just started reading a lot more, and then Harish keeps pointing that out. So I try and like.
Is it Fazri 2.0?
Say no lah. So so now that I've spent a lot of time here, and I kind of like I just felt like I need to get out of the country to kind of like experience more growth, you know, and also. As time goes by, the quality of life in Singapore, I've expanded what I think is fun here already. You know, there's a limit as to like how many times I want to go to Arab Street. You know what I mean? I mean, Arab Street I love Arab Street, but like, man, I'm 38, bro. I've seen Arab Street.
So when you say growth, do you mean career or even personal growth? Or like the whole shebang?
I think career is a little bit tricky because my career exists within Southeast Asia and now a little bit of Australia. So it doesn't. So if you are going to talk about career alone, being having a base in Singapore seems strategic because it is. Quote unquote an international hub, right? But then the cost of living here is insane. You know, like, why am I paying so much money for rent? Why am I paying so much money just to own a car? I know you guys are looking at me out there going like, why don't you just exercise your Singaporean right to buy a HDB? That one also requires a lot of capital, and you're going like, it's not like you don't have it. You sold your you sold the Esplanade a couple of times, but you also need to realize that the More Better podcast didn't have sponsors, so. So, not to blame the More Better podcast. I love the More Better podcast, but I'm just saying the overheads are also a lot. So I did a lot of these things where I tried to like invest in stuff that were fun for me, but then also the cost of living didn't make sense for those investments to make sense. So I was like, you know what? Better quality of life, more space, and I'm a Malaysian PR anyway. I can own stuff for a fraction of the price, and also there is a comedy scene there that I guess that I can play a very positive part to growing lah. So I'm like, okay lah. So I guess that there's pros and cons, but let's move back to Malaysia and see what I can do there lah, and see if I can grow there as well lah. You know, it just makes more sense. And what else you want to hear, Harish?
But when did those thoughts start coming in? Like, was it a longer or just a?
I like it. He knows he can get to it, but like he's like let's push the question towards that result. So you said like when
did you start thinking about the possibility?
Okay, like what triggered it? Okay.
Yeah.
I started thinking about it maybe about a year ago or two. A year and a half ago, where I was just like, I was paying, like rent was going up, you know, post-COVID, I was like, rent was going up, and then I was like, okay lah, then do what, you know? And then I was like traveling a lot. I was like going to Jakarta, Malaysia, doing tours. I was doing tours, and I was doing tours in Australia, paying the accommodation that I had to pay in Australia, and having the ticket sales there to make ends meet there, and then on top of that, I'm paying like rent in Singapore, and I'm like, hey bro, I'm like, you know, neither here nor there here. Something needs to make sense, you know. So then, when I went back to Singapore, then I realized that after you travel the world and kind of experience the soul of the people and, you know, the culture of the people, you come back home and you realize that, oh, okay, this is quite a sterile environment, Singapore. You know, it's a very sterile environment. Like the people here have been conditioned to perfection. You know, and because they've been conditioned to perfection, they lose a lot of the soul, you know, of being just a person lah. I won't say that Singapore has lost its culture, because I would say Singapore has lost its overall culture. We are desperately holding on to things that we know are familiar, you know. Like every National Day, you will see, hey guys, remember this chapte that we used to play? You know, I remember, and then like is some old lady in a wheelchair, oh, the government helped me. Something like that lah, right? Like they'll have that montage, and then after that, there'll be like, you know, a Malayan in a Singapore. Yeah. It's the same thing every year, right? And I'm glad that it's that, because the country has moved to a point of perfection where like, yeah, dude, we've done it, right? But then it's not to say that it didn't come at the cost of the soul of the country lah. There are still pockets of culture. Have like probably somewhere in Arab Street they have like their own little culture. There's somewhere in Sengkang they have a bunch of kids playing football still. You know, there's pockets of culture. But like where we are reaching like a middle point of evolution in understanding what the Singaporean identity is, and I don't think we've figured that out yet. You know, I don't think we're still holding on to what it used to be. You know, but I don't think it's that anymore now. Yeah. It's a way different Singapore that we're not even ready to face. We're not even ready to like see what it is. You know, we're like, man, this is too complex of an idea for us to even begin to understand, because we want to talk about multiculturalism, like it's so mixed now. You don't even know there are Thais, Filipinos, Europeans that originated from like expat parents who have grown up as Singaporeans, you know? And then they gone through NS also. So now these people, where do they fit in the demographic? Because they're also Singaporean. No, they're just as Singaporean as you know. They went through NS, they grew up here. So how? So where does that lie in the identity of Singapore then? You know, that needs to be explored. But it hasn't been explored because how to explore that when we're trying to make money, bro? You know what I mean?
But in that case, like, did it ever cross your mind that part of your role is like holding up a mirror to society, and but you leaving Singapore, kind of like
for sure,
you're less able to do that lah, right? To help grow the culture, to help grow this self-awareness that we are lacking now lah, which I agree totally as well.
Okay. You might have missed the point I was talking about cost. You might have missed that earlier portion of the rant when I was talking about cost. Nice one. You're right. Okay, I'll take a sip before I address that. It is definitely a duty of a comedian to kind of hold a mirror up to society and be like, hey guys, this is what we're experiencing right now. I, for one, truthfully think that without the burden of the cost in sight, I have more freedom to kind of like observe, observe it from afar, because I think a lot of the stresses of the cost of living in Singapore will make Singaporeans not even think of that as a priority. Like, I want to think about it for what? I got bills to pay, bro.
Yeah.
I got rent to pay, bro. I got housing to pay. Like, so much money to pay here. I don't even want to think about, what are you talking about, cultural identity of the country? I got no time to waste, to think about that. But when you don't have that to worry about, and I will admit it's a luxury lah. It's a luxury to not be able to not have to think about that. Then you can see, like, hey, bro, at the end of the day, this is not a pot, this is a country, You know what I mean? But it's operating like it's a pot right now. It's operating like, okay, everybody come here, everybody set base here, and then you make all your money here, or you do business here, and then when the time comes, you leave. Then where is the identity of the place? Like where does it lie now? Because post-separation, the culture was very similar. It was separated by the identity of the border. And then slowly, we evolve, right? So now I guess it's just a question of what have we evolved into. That is still the question that's that I can't answer, because I have no idea what we are right now. So
going to KL for about a month and a half, has it been like what you imagined it to be? How has it kind of like opened your mind or given you anything something that you couldn't have in Singapore? Of course, cost aside. That one I think is a given. Yeah.
I think moving to KL, what I expected was, now that I moved to KL, I'm around people that have have more character, that are more soul, Neighborhoods have more of an identity to it, there's more culture to it. Granted that everything still exists within that, but then there's still the element of migrating, bro. Like, when you migrate, you have to set base start from zero. Regardless of, you're saying like, Faz, you don't start from zero, like you have a fan base there. True, I do, and I'm very privileged to have that. But at the same time, also when it comes to a social circle, start from zero. Friends that you used to only see when you visit now are friends that hang out with you on the daily. Whether or not who will be your daily friends, you don't know. So a lot of that within my personal life is like, now I'm handling that, and going like, is it at the same time also like, people in Singapore, I used to hang out with them every day. Like the comics, I used to hang out every day. Now I'm in a whole not new comedy scene lah. They know me lah, but then like I'm in a different comedy scene now, where they now have to get used to like me just being there all the time and being a part of them. And they've been very open in accepting me, but at the same time also it takes a while to adapt to that.
Yeah.
So, is your question whether or not I see?
I mean, in one sense, it was like, what did you expect versus what the reality is, which is like what you mentioned.
Maybe too soon. Too soon to try and too soon to have a conclusion on like whether or not I see some change, or because it's still the same. The work is still the same.
But basically, you're not like homesick or something and trying to delude yourself into.
Bro, real talk, homesick, definitely no. Definitely no. What home? I mean, what home? Where's home?
No, because I mean,
is home?
Your family and all still there, right?
Yeah. What is home other than my family living here, bro? Family is here. The comedy scene is here. Comedy scene, family, and fans, right? That's the people make it home, yes. But at the same time, like if you're telling me like, do you miss home because you miss a certain thing from home? Actually, now that I'm saying it, I do lah, got lah. There used to be familiar places that I'll go to in a week. Like in a week, confirm have to go to this place. Confirm have to go to this place.
But that one will come with time lah. That one will come anywhere you go, you will develop those sort of favorite points lah.
So I miss that lah. I miss familiarity, extreme familiarity I do. But people-wise, as much as I do miss them, they're only 4 hours away. But at the same time, like I'm trying to grow where I'm at. So I'm like, maybe it's time for me to form new ones, new routines, new people, stuff like that. So I don't know yet, Harry. I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's like the same thing that I would expect going there. But for sure, I'm very fortunate that there got fans, here also got fans. So there got people buy tickets to come and watch the show. Here also got tickets to people can buy tickets. So I'm like, all right, that one I'm quite like fortunate to have.
Well, I mean, because I'm hearing what you say, right? And I think like Singapore, Malaysia, we're not too far apart, so it's easy to get to and fro. But it's a bit of a loss for Singapore, right? Because I think in terms of creating the scene and all that. I think people like you, who, you're some of the biggest and pioneers in the comedy scene in Singapore, and we've seen a lot of other comedians also move out of Singapore because of the what it feels like here.
Yeah.
And it kind of takes away from the scene when there's this brain drain of like creativity of good people, and then in some way like we got to feel a bit of it. That's why I say I really enjoyed being in that behind the stage with you guys. Because just watching you guys, how you all these accomplished comedians all have different methods and techniques for working through your stuff and all. Then even for us as creatives, I felt like we learned a lot, right?
Yeah.
And it's not even, and literally, although he makes fun of watching you read your book and all, that also allowed me to see, okay, there's a way, everyone has a different path. One's meditating, one's just hanging out, one's having coffee with his wife, and you were reading and watching videos and things like that. And we just learned a lot about, how different creative people do these things. So it does sting a bit when I hear, that we are losing the talent like you and because of the cost of living alone now, right?
Yeah. And I mean, this one is nothing to do with you personally, because I would say even like now with my kid and all, thinking about the future, I'm like, wow, Singapore, I love Singapore. But I think a lot of people our age are feeling what you are feeling also. But it's just maybe there's a bit more obligation here and all. And I also second the fact that it feels like a loss, because we give you a lot of shit and all that, but watching you on stage, right, I was like, wow, this guy, he fucking knows his shit. And it was very inspiring for us.
Thanks.
That was one of the best things about being part of the show.
Thank you for your kind words. Jason wanted to move to Singapore. At one point, which makes sense for him because a lot of his fan base is here, and power of the dollar is stronger. And if there is anybody, he can probably make this into a home for himself. So he was planning to move his family here, but the thing is, his family is based in Perth, right? His family is based in Perth. So I told Jason at that time, I still had the house in Kembangan. So I told Jason, I said, okay, Jason, you know what? You live with me first. You live with me for 2-3 months.
To test
first, okay? Yeah. Free. Don't need to pay, but he still pay. But I said, don't need to pay. Then in the end he did, which was very good of him. But like, I said, you stay with me, you see if this is good. Okay? And then you go back to then you go to Malaysia, and then you go to Australia, and then you see which is the one that you vibe with, okay? Yeah. So, our first month move here, so, wow, man, vision, everything good, wow, I apply for bank account, the next day get, wow, shook. Then after 1 month, he like the people here like a bit uptight, like a bit,
is it?
But then like still no complaints, still like okay lah, things are going well. And then he went to Australia, and I thought, and at that time I was on a WA tour also, a Western Australia tour, and then we went out in Perth and to see a nice beach. WA is one of the best beaches in the world. Then he showed me his kid, Arya, who's growing up in Australia also lah. He's going like, oh, daddy, and then having fun. And I told Jason, I said, Jason, you see, you look at your child, okay? Your child is here running in the sun, beautiful sun, okay, in WA, in a playground full of kids from all walks of life that she can like comfortably socialize with because the weather is so nice and they can play. And look to the sun. Look at how beautiful this beach is. It's one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Look how blue the sky is. Look at this, bro. You want to take this child out and move her to Ang Mo Kio Block 345 in front of the NTUC? Is it like is that what you want for your kid? And then he was like, no, so he stayed in Perth, right? He stayed in Perth. And I went back home and I told my friend this story. And then my friend said, bro, you never said we got the dragon slide, bro. How did you not mention that Singapore has the dragon slide, bro? If you say, if I said dragon slide, that would have changed his mind. Yeah, okay, cool. We do have the dragon slide. Sorry, guys. The dragon slide is... only in Toa Payoh, right? No more, right?
No more already.
Yeah.
It's like
bro, last time
Yeah.
Dakota had the dragon slide.
Yeah.
Then they took out the dragon slide from Dakota. Fucked up.
Yeah.
Right. That Dakota neighborhood.
It's going to be preserved.
Is it?
Yeah.
Heng.
Yeah, heng.
But are poor people still going to live there?
No lah. It's going to be preserved to become an arts, like Goodman Arts Center.
Oh my...
No, wait. Going back to the Jason Leong thing. So, because I know...
Wait. So much like that, what's that place that other place, the one at Kim Yen, what's that place called?
Kim Yen
Kim Yen, that place where
at Outram there, is it?
no. New
Baru.
First of all, new baru, two are the same words, okay? New is baru. Alright?
No, but that one, I don't know. I heard in the master plan or something, it's going to be meant for like arts groups and all that. It's like Goodman Arts Center, you know. They offer like maybe discounted rental for smaller arts.
Oh, I get it. So
not
that,
preserved to be purely commercial.
no.
No.
So that place is kind of gonna be like a center for the arts to grow
something.
lah.
I think I heard that lah. But back to the Jason Leong thing. So at the end of the day, because we had Jason Leong on our podcast also, and he also said how much he loves Singapore.
He does.
So, but he's not going to move here.
As of now, no lah. But I think there definitely is a price. I mean, if it's enough, he will come. But like, I as of what I know lah, he's having a lot of fun spending time with his family there and stuff. And cars there are a lot cheaper, bro. Like I think he bought his last one for like 10 grand. 10 grand. Can you imagine? Wow, 10 grand. In Singapore can get what's your RX-Z, is it? Can we get RX-Z in Singapore for 10 grand?
I don't think
so.
No.
Wow. Buy what?
So do you think it's a nature of the careers you all have, which is, you know, creative comedy, where you're literally like bearing a lot of your soul on stage? You think that doesn't lend itself to a place like Singapore more so than other careers? Because certain careers, maybe Singapore might be great lah. If you're in finance or tech, you know, tech or something. But do you think there's something about being a stand-up comic?
Okay, let me take a while to think, because I'm thinking both on the point of view of like, I don't know what the culture is to reflect yet, because I see a lot of I see it to be so is distilled the right word? I don't know. Is this diluted the right word? So I don't really know what it is yet. It's too clean and too proper for me to see anything to reflect, you know. So I don't know, because stand-up is that what? Why am I going to talk about queuing for bubble tea? Like that, even that is not really uniquely Singapore anymore. So in order for me to have a perspective, because I came into the game, I came into stand-up knowing that I offered a unique perspective, which is the Malay Singaporean perspective being told in English. That was what the intention of it coming in. And granted, I've done a lot of racial humor, but that's also because the racial humor was what my humor was at that time. So that's what I knew. And I think more than anything, I feel like I don't know what I'm here to reflect because of how proper and clean things are. Like I it's so weird, because like, why you complain when things are perfect? I understand, right? You know, things are already so good, you still want to complain. But you see, that's the thing though. Like it's almost so perfect, it's freaky. You know what I mean? It's almost so perfect, it doesn't feel real to me. So I think for any artist, for art to kind of grow, there needs to be something that like imperfections, grittiness that influences good art. That's why New York is the center of stand-up for the world, because of how grimy and gritty and smelly a lot of times the city is. If you've been there, you smell the city. There's a distinct New York smell, and every neighborhood has a story, and every neighborhood has like culture for them to reflect. But for us, it's other than the fact that we're a very efficient country, we're kind of slowly losing the soul of what makes a Singaporean. I don't think anybody out there can tell me what makes a Singaporean. You know what I mean? What makes you a Singaporean? Why are you proud to be one, other than the fact that we're doing very well? You know, so then if don't have that, then how to make art? In my opinion, how to make art if you don't have that? You have to find some place where you can, you know, sort of decompress from all these things and slowly pick up the things that you like. Okay, this is what differentiates me as a Singaporean compared to these guys in Malaysia. This is what a Singaporean perspective is compared to me now living in Australia. You have to now take that point of view, in my opinion. Because if you're here, you're still compressed with the whole idea of perfection and the idea of like, you know, moving towards this this financial road that we're moving towards. So it's like, yeah, that's what it takes away from the job as an artist. And that's the reason why all of the artists that really find true success in their art have to get out. They have to get out of Singapore. That's been the story since the earliest days. I mean, since day one. In order for you to make it as an artist in Singapore, you gotta get out. And oh my God, I wish there was a success story of guys that be like, no, we stayed here. And we made it here. And that's how. And bro, I would love that. There's nothing more than I want to be than proven wrong. In this context, I want to be proven wrong, right? But I kind of feel like in order for true growth to happen, you have to be appreciated outside before the people back home appreciate you. And I think that's been the truth for many artists. Not gonna pick out names, you go figure them out yourselves. But like, yeah.
But when you speak to other comedians, because I mean, you've traveled to New York, Western Australia, how would you compare the psyche of comedians who come from different countries? Do they also feel the same? You need to prove yourself on an international circuit, or like if you make it in New York, you make it lah.
To some degree, yeah. I guess in New York, because it's known as the Mecca of stand-up.
Yeah.
So if you make it in the New York scene, you kind of are legit. Like you got your comedy stamp. So like if let's say, so the Comedy Cellar is one of the most, maybe the most, even arguably prestigious comedy rooms in the world. English stand-up, American English stand-up. So if you get passed at the Cellar, that means you get passed, like, okay, you can perform at the Cellar, then got chop, you legit stand up. You can make anyone laugh as long as they speak English. And I think the mentality for different countries, there's variations of the mentality that come from different countries. Like in Australia and in Melbourne, it's more of like, we approach this as an art because we have a culture of larrikinism, something like where they make fun of themselves a lot. So humor is very embedded in their culture anyway. So what they're doing is just matter of fact. We're just here and we're just taking the piss or taking the piss or something. It's one of those two things. Then in New York, it's more of like, okay, I'm working at the clubs and then maybe I was an open micer and I'm performing to nobody, and then now I'm performing at these paid shows in these clubs, and then I'll get a TV show or a talk show or something, and I'll get out, or I start touring with a bigger comic across the country, and now this space is being filled by newer comics from the open mic scene to come up. So there's an ecosystem there. So I suppose with a bigger industry, they don't have that mentality, like, because with a bigger industry, they're like, there is a route that I can take to the top. But for here, it's very young. The country alone very young, bro. What are we? We are 60, right? And so you can only imagine the stand-up scene to be younger than it is. So I suppose that there isn't really a big enough scene here to have a mentality like that. But over there, yeah, it's kind of the promised land now for a lot of them. They know they're the promised land. Like you go to New York, they're like, yeah, we know you're supposed to do it here.
Yeah.
But did that change kind of coincide with you also basically changing your stage name as well? I mean, at least adopting your native name as your stage name.
Native name, that's crazy.
I don't know what's the term for it.
Bro, he said native name.
Original name.
The whole world is going native.
Your kampong name, bro. You pick out your kampong name. The reason, and I'll continue saying this, can I just say it's been a year since I've been campaigning my new name. It's gotten about 30% success. Okay? Everybody else still calls me by my date name. Okay, and
name.
and it's fine. It's fine. I accept it. I understand it takes a while to adapt. But I want to stop telling you guys the reason as to why I decided to use my real name.
Yeah.
Is because after traveling, I realized that the one thing that you have as compared to other people that you can offer is not a lot, because there's a ton of stand-up comics in the world. That's like maybe in US alone there's tens and thousands of them trying to make it, right? Everybody's got a perspective about what's trending, what's going on, what's life like, what marriage is, what and all that. And I was facing a lot of that trouble in Australia. So this is a story I want to tell you. And Okay, so I was hosting a lineup show in Australia, a lineup of Asians, right? It was called Comedy Zone Asia. It wasn't All Stars, so it's called Comedy Zone Asia. And I was trying my best to relate to the Australian audience. You know, I thought, okay, I'm from Singapore. Wouldn't it weird that you guys have this and then you guys have that? I was just trying my best to like relate to the audience, which is where I realized that, hey, actually most of my humor is derivative of a racial observation of Malaysia and Singapore, and also stereotypes of the community in Malaysia and Singapore. Very derivative of these two things, very strongly lean against these two things. And I was like, with these two things, I've built an audience, right? And I've gotten comfortable building on these two things. But now I'm in Australia and I'm like, I don't have these crutches to lie on. And I'm like trying my best to connect with them, and they can see that, oh, this is not coming off natural for him. He's still nervous to be here. We're happy that he's here, but it still feels like he's still scared. You know what I mean? Yeah. So are we cool? Okay. So then I met, shout out to this comedian Sheng Wang. If you ever go on Netflix, watch Sheng Wang. It's so good.
Yeah.
So I saw him at the Festival Club. So this Festival Club is kind of like a comedy club where everybody in the Melbourne International Festival, once they're done with their shows, everybody goes to the Festival Club. There's a lineup of comedians. They each do 5 minutes to a crowd that only paid $10 to get in. So it's a large crowd. They only paid $10, and you see which one you like, and then you can go check out their show. Right.
Okay.
So all the comics are hanging out at the Festival Club, and I saw Sheng Wang, and then I went to him and I was like, hey man, I watched your set. I really enjoyed your set because you were very relaxed on stage. You know, you were just talking about berries and you were talking about just stupid stuff. But then I can tell that you really enjoyed yourself up there, and I'm trying to connect with these audiences. And I told him about the whole thing where like, oh, I had a lot of my stand up was based off this stereotype leaning on these crutches, and now I'm trying to connect to them. And as I'm telling him all this, he looked at me and just like seeing me talk, and then he was just like, Faz, can I tell you what the goal is here? Well, can you tell me what the goal is here? Like you're telling all this to me, but what's the goal? And I said, oh, the goal is to be the best comedian that I can be, lah. You know, that's why I'm here. What? That's why. Then I was like, I don't know, man. Then he looked at me and was like, I think the goal is to be free, bro. You know?
Wow. Profound.
And then I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, man. You just have to be free. I mean, like, you're telling me all these things about how you need to connect to them, and that your comedy is based off this and that and all that. Those are rules that you've imposed on yourself. You know, like, what you need to tell is your truth, not the truth, your truth. You know, like, what do you feel about politics? Just your truth. Like, you don't have to be the smartest thing. Just what you think. You know, what do you feel about relationships? What do you feel about all these things? And once you've figured out what you really feel and what you think, instead of taking on an opinion of someone else, or thinking that you have to follow a set of rules, then you'll be truly free. Then now you can, then you can start doing this.
You knew him before? Or?
No. So I was just, my mind was so blown at that time because it like shifted my paradigm at that time. I was like immediately I felt stupid. At that point of time, I felt so like, what am I doing? I am mirroring, I am echoing a lot of other people's opinions. I am echoing a lot of other people's thoughts. Bro, I don't even know what I think about these things. Right? How the times you tell me about it, I don't even know what I think about these things. Because why? Because I'm a Singaporean. You tell me what I think. I don't know what I think. You know what I mean? I have no idea. So then I had to sit down and like, okay, I guess the one commodity that we have to offer out of the many uncountable things that the stand-up scene has to offer is authenticity. And what better way it is than to just be yourself. Right? And I know it's a little long-winded, this story, but I felt like it's just nice for me to tell it. And also maybe with age, like old men like to tell long stories. but that's where I started with, okay, then if I want to show the real version of myself, then I shouldn't go by this silly stage name anymore. I mean, this stage name was fun when I was young, right? But now, if I'm going to offer something else and I'm going to evolve, then it needs to go.
So you mean overnight, it just something clicked?
I wouldn't say overnight. Maybe it was a bit of a work. It worked up to it, lah. Maybe that was the point where
Things started
to change. So I kept that in mind, and then it followed me throughout the tour also, lah. So I started doing roadshow for these Australian comics, where it was a bunch of Australian comics, and I was the only Singaporean there being the host. And I'm over there quite insecure because I'm thinking like, oh, it's an all white audience. Then they understand me or not? Is it my English, like my English good or not? You know, my English enough or not for them to understand? Or is it my perspective like to them like stupid because like Southeast Asian, then they are very Western, so like, or is my humor up to par with their humor? Then I told then shout out to this comedian where you gave me a lot of confidence. Waka, this guy named Waka, he is based in Melbourne and he speaks English with a very thick Japanese accent. You know, his grammar's good. And his vocabulary is as much as he learned, but his confidence is, no contest. His confidence is so good. And I was like, if this fella can do it, why am I so scared? Right? No, so if you hear my accent, or maybe I enunciate something to make you understand, but this is authentically me, right? So you came, and this is the flavor that you get, lah. This is me, lah, right? So that's what, and to work towards that, I tell you, it's even, I'm not even done with that. Like, to work towards that, is really peeling off all these layers and digging deep and finding out who you are. And to get way into your head is way against the practical aspect or the practical policy principles of being a Singaporean. Like if you're a Singaporean, you have to be like, yo man, we live life, we need to pay bills, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if I got no bills to pay, then I can think about all these things. But then I realized that. So for me, the reason why I get that deep into my head is because I want to try and create something that's unique. You know, it may take the next special, or it may take 2 specials after that, but like, at least I want something that it's okay if it's not the best, as long as the thing I offer nowhere else can get. Only that.
Because I mean, we can see it in your comedy also. Because I mean, we've watched quite a few of our live performances. I think even back in 2010, 2011, we watched you at Comedy Masala. And the jokes then, I think you have spoken about this also before, how you used to like be very energetic on stage. But then now at the show we just completed, you just took your time with the jokes, and it felt like, hey, this is new lah. This is new. So I mean, you can feel it. You can feel it as an audience member, as a viewer. And I mean, I think not many people will be open to evolving like 14 years into their career. Because I mean, the longer you are in this, the deeper you're sunk in, the more you have a brand to maintain. But so I mean, the set was great lah. Like, I think that is going to be the crux of your new show also.
Yeah,
right?
the new show is definitely. I think you can see hints of it in the recent special. Yeah, but now I've really sunk into being comfortable on stage and being myself. So what the show has is just a new, what I'm offering is really just not just a new perspective, but also like a new style of performance, you know, for people to kind of see, like, it's very real, it's very personal, and at the same time also it's definitely something different from what I've used to give them to give the audience. So for sure, man, like, it feels good to always evolve, and I feel like you always have to at the same time, and it feels great to hear that, because when you own self improve, you own self cannot feel one, bro. You know, every day you own self improve, cannot feel one, bro. Like, I still feel like I'm still shit as the day before, but when people tell me, then I'm like, oh, okay, that means I must be going on the right track. But I cannot then rest on it and say like, hey, okay, I improve. No, but I'll be like, because I still don't see it. I still like, okay, whatever you're doing right now, you just keep going until you find the goal. Then you work after that also, like, whatever it is. Maybe write a movie and take a loan or something. I don't know.
But if you stay in Singapore, you can improve. There's this thing called Skills Future, you know. Got a lot of courses on comedy there.
Public speaking 101. First step, vocal clarity. Bro, imagine how much money I can make if I just scam motherfuckers doing that shit, bro. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. There's so many people here that want to learn vocal, like public speaking, and would love to learn from a guy like me or any guy like, bro. I bet there's people out there teaching public speaking who can't public speak for shit, you know. But they're out there teaching public speaking, bro. There's so much money to be. That's why I say, bro, if you want to talk about make money, bro, got way one. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways to, like, if money is the thing that you want to make lah. But at the end of the day, like, bro, like, for me, it's like, okay, like, the luxury is I don't have wife and kids, you know. So if I got wife and kids, I wouldn't be singing this tune. If I have wife and kids, I'm like, oh, I need stability or whatever. So, but good on y'all for
No, but how about the
Terrence's kid is so cute, bro. Like, he came in and he came into the backstage and then he was like, halfway through, like, he's like, you know, rearranging the chairs and everything and playing, you know, shooting with me. And then he was like, "Mommy, can I have some vegetables?" And I'm like, wait, what?
That's what's cute about him. He eats vegetables.
And then the wife turns to me, "I know, right? I did good, huh?"
No, you are very good with young kids. That's very good. No, but I did want to ask, like, then is there an alternative path for comedians in Singapore? I mean, we've seen Rishi. He's been on this podcast. He's talked about how, like, hosting NDP, for example, was. I mean, we laugh about it and make jokes about it, but it is a milestone in how people perceive comedians and all that, right?
Look at me like
Why are you laughing?
I thought you were going to say
what's wrong with hosting NDP?
nothing. It's great. Yeah.
You're not proud of your country?
No, is there something that you feel like, okay, if Singapore does this and allows comedians to, you know, like, host NDP or do other things, is there something that you feel like will, you know, change the paradigm for how comedians themselves pursue the art in Singapore?
I don't think Singapore's ready to take that risk, if I'm being honest. Like if you gave me the mic during NDP, I'm not gonna say anything stupid, you know, to sabotage the night. I still know what kind of but that's because I have this kind of maturity lah. If you gave it to me at a 25-year-old me, then probably yes lah. You know, I would say something dumb lah. But I think the risk assessment can definitely be reassessed. You can definitely look at it and be like, okay lah, you know. Rishi definitely opened that door.
Yeah.
So if Rishi opened the door, it's like, okay, a stand-up comic can do it, then probably who else, right? Like, for one, I would really want somebody like Jackie to do it. But Jackie is too much of a comic to play ball, bro. Like, he will, like, 1-2 rehearsals, he'll be okay. Once the thing hit like 7-8 rehearsals, and he'll be like, yo. But it's a big, it's definitely a big deal for comics here, and it's the biggest show, bro. It's the one day that we show the world what we got, bro.
It's like the Super Bowl.
My man, did you see the fireworks this year? Bro, it's insane, bro. It's gaga money fireworks, bro. I'm telling you, it's... Bro, what do you feel about... Okay, so what do you feel about, like, now the government probably can say this. They'll be like, you say Singapore got no arts, huh? My Chemical Romance coming here. Gaga come here. Taylor Swift come here. Coldplay come here. Still what you want? Huh? Come here what? Good what?
Yeah lah, then you go Malaysia.
Transport also we provide. Huh? Everything so efficient. Still complain. Say Singapore got no culture. Huh? This one not culture, man. It's approved, You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to argue against it, but it's just there.
Yeah.
Like, just very, it's just... just because it's on paper doesn't mean it's there. Like, it's you don't feel it. There's no identity attached to it.
I mean, yeah, it's the Singaporean contradiction, because we've been doing content for quite a while.
Yeah.
So our dream, of course, is to make, like, a show that, you know, travels the world, a film that travels the world. But then, and I remember one time when we went to some film festival in New York, one short film we submitted, and when we went there, I think the Americans were asking the Singaporeans, how do you get funding to make your short films? And then some of the Singaporeans were like, we get grants. They're like, from where? The government. Then you're like, your government gives you grants to make films. You guys are so lucky. Then you can see all the Singaporeans like a bit shocked because you don't know how to respond. You know, like on the paper, the grants are great.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, it's not like no strings attached, like.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about Singapore, which I find like what you say, everything works. That standard of living is good, especially with everything else going around the world. But there's something that just feels a bit off.
It checkmate you already, lah, bro. You know, they be like, you say we don't have, you say this is good, but we already provide this one. You say this is good, we already provide this. But And the common thing in the comment section will probably be like, what Singaporeans need to feel grateful is just live a day out in insert third world country here. Then you'll know how lucky you are as a Singaporean. Hey, listen, man, like I know, like I know how lucky we are. But the thing is, it's not about that. It's more than just that to fulfill the human soul. It's more than just perfection that can fulfill the human soul. There's also needs to be identity attached to who you are. There needs to be culture attached to the identity. And I would even argue, when there's a little bit of need for survival, you can find happiness in there. Because there's purpose, right? Is there purpose when everything is all right? Yeah, on paper lah. Everything is all right for you, and there's all the basic needs are met, right? Everything that you want to do is like 2 or 3 steps away. Then where's your survival skill? Where's your ability to adapt? Then where's the human element and the soul element of existing? It doesn't. It's not there, and you don't feel it. Yeah, but these things are not things that were encouraged for us to explore or even debate, because to us it's always like, be grateful, like we already set it up so good for you. What more you want? You know the history of this place, you know what we could have been, and we're not there, and we're this now, so be grateful. And that doesn't take away the fact that we are, you know what I mean? We are grateful, but it's just, like what else is there for me to feel like I belong somewhere? Yeah, that's what I want to know.
So would you say that now you don't know where you belong? Is there a feeling of that?
A bit romanticized, this one. But
Have to,
a bit romanticized, this one. I know where my family is. I know where my family is. I know where my friends are. But in terms of like, who am I and what is just is defined by the people that come and support me lah. So like the people that come and support me, like I do, like I've been a student of comedy for years. I've been a stand-up comedy for this amount of time. So the only place that I truly belong is in a comedy club. I swear, like in a comedy club among comics, that one, okay, I make sense. Everything makes sense. This is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do, whatever. But like outside, just being like a regular citizen, still searching. Still searching. I feel that the evolution of Singapore will come to a point where there might be, and it all depends on who's in charge, right? There might be then set an overarching culture of Singapore. And I feel that it's so mixed, right? That it almost has to overhaul the identity of this place. It's different already, bro. It's not, it's almost like presenting Asia to a Western world. Yeah, like that kind of thing, Like, okay, there's a mix of everybody here. This is where everybody belongs. This is the utopia of races. Where everybody's here and you can all come here to make a living, and plus it's clean and it's efficient and it's safe, right? But yeah lah, to get there, I don't know how we're gonna get there lah. There's no one guy that brings us there lah.
Very true. But I mean, and that also like is a very big part of. I mean, no spoilers lah, right? A big part of your act now, right? There is this sense of searching for identity in your act as well. I mean, because also your past also. I mean, Malaysia also. When you talked about politics, especially in Malaysia as well, it's touched on raw nerves, right? That have led to incidents, right? But
it has.
Is there that same sense of like not say self-censorship, but self-awareness that you have to have, like operating out of Malaysia versus Singapore?
I think last time when I did touch nerves, and when we talk about politics, I had known nothing about it, bro. I just know the trigger words to say, right? So at that point, I just had the skill set to be like, okay, if you put this word with this word, you get the big reaction. And just so happened, this word, and this word led to a big reaction.
And for context, this was back when you
2016,
when you couldn't go to Malaysia almost. Or
I think I was banned for a while. I've shadow banned now.
Shadow ban. Which was the result? I mean, name of one of your specials, right? Almost banned.
Yeah, almost
right?
banned. Yeah. Which is a special that I'm not very proud of. But I'm not. I think it's out there. People need to know, man. I am not proud of that special. Okay, stop
The one you were-
watching that special.
The one where you ran a marathon on
Yeah,
stage.
just shut up, bro. Just stop it. It's done. It's okay. We did it. Like I was young. Dude. Like chill out. God damn, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think I told you on the Plan B's podcast,
Yeah,
man. The
yeah.
lighting guy just gave up.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's just
We were
done.
there. We were there.
Yeah, we watched.
Yeah, so you know
We
it's true.
watched it,
You know
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
true. You
We
know there
watched
was
it
one
live.
part where this guy is not stopping. It's just yeah. Okay, so the 2016 thing with Malaysia happened, but nowadays I don't do commentary about politics unless it's something I really believe in. You know, and I'm not very well informed about it to give a educated debate on that, but like I definitely can echo or mirror the feeling of like a general audience member / citizen, you know.
Yeah.
I can be like, yeah, and which is I think you've watched part of the show where I talk about it. So I think all in all it's just that it's just based on like what I feel, and it doesn't necessarily have like not every citizen needs to be an expert for you to comment on stuff, because like whatever happens in politics kind of affects you in your everyday life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So that lah.
So just now, you mentioned that when you're in Australia, you were insecure about certain things, and now you've gone through a bit of evolution. What are you insecure about now?
Wait. Let me think. I think I'm insecure about whether or not this path I'm taking has a successful reveal. That one I'm insecure about. Yeah. Age is another one thing, because I predominantly am around, because I love the music scene a lot. So you most of the time were the music scene is a lot younger. You know, and they all call me Unk for some reason. So sometimes that gets to me. Yeah, sometimes it gets to me. Hip hop, like, because I love hip hop, right?
Yeah.
And around these rappers, and these rappers are so young, they call me Unk. You know, they don't mean anything, but still hurts my feelings. Which is stupid. It shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like you.
No, but it's inevitable. We are older than you, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How old are you?
41.
40, I'm turning
I'm
43.
40s already. 43, no.
Turning 43.
This-
Both of you got
This is
full
an-
head of hair,
This is an uncle.
motherfuckers.
This is an uncle podcast.
This is an uncle podcast now.
yeah.
Podcast.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean age is a thing, but like I know with age comes a lot of good things, but like okay lah, sometimes you feel like you're out of touch or not hip with some things. You're not tapped in. They'll say you're not tapped in with what's happening now. Maybe also insecure about I'm okay with it, but I'm insecure because people make it seem like there's something wrong with it. Because like last time, whenever Hari Raya, the aunties will ask, when you gonna get married? But now they stop asking lah. They stop asking. And they ask like more existential.
Like what?
Like, bro, last Hari Raya, this makcik just came up to me. Are you okay? The fuck? Why wouldn't I be okay?
Now you prefer they ask you when you
Yeah,
get
I
married.
miss that now. I'm like just, you okay? What do you mean? I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Because you have literally had jokes on stage making fun of makciks asking you about that lah.
Bro, these machis need to shut. They are my peers now, bro. Like, it's like no more machis. Now just women my age. You understand? It's just not. Oh my god. Like, so they're just like, you okay? I'm like, shut up. Yeah, so maybe insecure about that. Also, like you don't know what kind of, I mean, you try and keep healthy, but like you see your parents going through certain disease. Like my dad is a diabetic, and my dad's in the stage where like really have to take care. Really have to take care. So I look at that, I'm like, okay, what version of old guy am I gonna be? You know what I mean? Like, am I gonna be like a sick old guy that cannot walk, or am I gonna be like a old guy that can work until he's 70, or what kind of old guy do I want to be? So like that also kind of lingers in my brain. So that's why I've been trying to better myself this whole time, because I'm trying to put investments now when I'm reaching 40. So hopefully when I'm 45, 50 or something like that, there's a better version of the old guy lah that's gonna come. Yeah, don't want to waste time and shit. That's one thing that I'm insecure about. That's all.
Well, I mean that's honest lah. Like I think anyone in their 40s feel that also lah. And is that something you touch on in your special also? Or like if people want to come for your special, what can they kind of expect?
I think a lot of the things that I've spoken is very heavy lah. The things that I spoke, but you can definitely a good time, 100%. Okay, you have a good time. What I like to offer is always an escape. So this is what I've done. Like every year when I do a special, they'll ask this, and every year I kind of like have a different answer for it. But like this time I'm very certain in what I offer in every show. No matter what the show is, right? What the topic is, what the title is, and what the jokes may be. What I want to offer for that 1.5 hours and 90 minutes, with my openers and me, is an escape from whatever you're going through in your life, right? You come there, you don't need to think. Maybe some of the jokes do make you think, but not in the way where like now there's more problems. It's in a way where like, I never really saw it like that, right? I never really saw it that way. And if anything, it's me sharing a part of my life through the medium that I'm good at, which is stand up, and at the same time also stuff that you can relate to and you can laugh at and you can escape from your life as a corporate climbing Singaporean, which you guys have escaped, and you guys and now we're in the studio. And
it's going to be at the Esplanade where you've had your past few shows at
but we're not having it. We're having it at concert hall, is it? Concert hall. We're having it at concert hall, not theatre. Okay, not theatre, but concert hall. Concert hall is right next to the theatre because theatre is under renovation. So we're doing concert hall.
2nd August, 2 shows.
2nd August, it's a matinee show if you guys want to go home early because we're older now. So a lot of people want to go home early, so you can buy the matinee show. Or if you want to have a night out, go for the show in the evening.
And they can get tickets where?
Ticketmaster, same place where you can get Taylor Swift tickets.
We'll put the link in the show notes also.
Nice.
All part of the culture that Singapore has, Singapore's offering.
Got comedy show. Got comedy show.
Let you do already.
Let you do.
Esplanade some more.
Esplanade, someone want to complain. Pesta Raya, you never go. That one of culture.
They now got culture pass, bro. What more you want? What more you want?
Fair.
No.
Fair. I stand corrected.
Pass. You pass from comedy seller, you pass.
Culture pass. I don't even know what's that.
It's where you get $100.
I think every Singaporean will get $100 to spend on
culture
arts and culture.
What? Buy my tickets.
No, it starts in October, I believe. Only in October.
Oh my God.
So just a little too late. But
Next year.
Dude, it'll be a total scum corporate move, right? To just do a show in March just to capitalize off this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like CDC vouchers, not for groceries, but for culture.
Yeah, dude. If I... Oh, then got the climate voucher also, right? Bro, the other day, my mom, the fridge spoiled. She called me. She was like, can you help me buy fridge? My fridge spoiled. I said, hey, no problem. I got you. I came in and said, never mind, I got this voucher. I said, what is going on in this country?
It's pretty... I bought my washing machine last year with climate voucher.
Yeah.
It's just a way, right? I mean, which is good. I'm grateful, but it's also a checkmate if you cowpay about that topic. I'd be like, hey, what is our country? We already give you this. What you want?
This July got SG60 voucher.
What's that?
For SG60 bro.
CDC, it's like CDC vouchers you get to spend it. Anyway.
What is our country doing to aid? We're sorry, what are we doing to aid in the global warming? Fucking got climate voucher. What the fuck more you want? Where is the culture voucher? What you want? Culture pass. What you want? Everything got answer, bro.
Yeah. That's where we're at. And if people wanted to find you online, like where would be TikTok, Instagram?
TikTok, Instagram is still fucking fast. But I go by Fadzri Rashid.
TikTok is Fadzri Rashid.
Fadzri Rashid also. Yeah, actually if you key in Fadzri Rashid, you'll find my Instagram. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, now we just have the final one Shiok Thing.
Oh yes. Sorry, that was loud.
Yeah.
Oh yes. My bad, man. I didn't mean to.
The one Shiok Thing.
What's one Shiok?
Anything? Wait, you have yours?
Yeah, I have mine. Nowadays, I just like to chill and watch very chill YouTube videos. So I just started getting into those camping videos. Have you seen those? Yeah. So the one I'm watching is by this 1611 Hero R Outdoors. Just this middle-aged Japanese man and his wife and his dog. And they just camp around Mount Fuji. And it's just quiet. There's no dialogue or anything. They just spend their time setting up camp and around Mount Fuji and just filming the whole process of setting up camp. And every video is about half an hour. But it's damn chill to just like relax and watch.
Him, his dog,
And his wife. Yeah. So it's like middle-aged kind of like camping.
Now all his one Shiok Things, all this kind of videos.
Very, very chill. Yeah. Next time your special also be like that, very chill. I'll be watching it.
My dad watches like this guy build a kampong house from scratch. Like he literally, because he's like chair-ridden, right? He just sits there and watches TV. This fella just watch, bro. This guy built a house from like nothing to something. He just sits and watches, bro.
I mean, you could be watching a lot of worse stuff.
Yeah, in the living room, right? Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I found that.
No, because now like all these propaganda videos when it comes to wars and shit like that, that's the kind of thing they can sink into.
AI slop and all.
My dad's got bigger problems lah. Yeah, so he's not really too concerned about what's going on because he's like, I have diabetes, man. So so he's more concerned about his own diabetes.
At least those camping videos and all, the building videos quite chill.
Chill. That's dope. That's nice.
Cool.
What about you?
My one Shiok thing is a segment, like a clip from live Conan O'Brien needs a friend recording where he was answering questions from the audience, and it was a short 3 to 4 minute video. But basically, the person asked him a question. She was apparently there when Conan was unveiled as an up and coming person that was stepping into the talk show world. And she said, back then you were so nice to everyone and everybody could feel you're going to be the next big thing. But you seem very nervous. And I mean, thankfully it all worked out. But how do you look back and think about the big risk you took? Because his story is he was a writer. He did say he did think about becoming a talk show host, but he was kind of plucked out when there was a big gap when David Letterman retired. So Lorne Michaels, the creator of SNL, kind of told him, okay, why don't you try? And he said he felt so not ready, so unprepared, but he said that's the biggest thing he was grateful for, that when the chance came, he took it. And it's almost like you take it and then you figure out along the way as opposed to not taking it. And he said even now, 30 years later, he still thinks, how the hell did that happen? This was not supposed to be his story. But somehow he took it all because he said yes to that chance. And I mean, even the title of the video is Advice on Taking Risks Before You're Ready, which I thought, actually, I mean, I love Conan O'Brien. And I love how aware he is of how that lucky break kind of like propelled him to heights. But yeah, just him reflecting on it. Yeah, it's so like...
Who was asking the question?
An audience member.
Oh, audience member.
Yeah, it was a live recording of the podcast.
I see.
And it was nice because she was there when she first saw him move from being a writer to a host.
Got it.
And now she says she's been a fan all these years. But yeah, it was just nice to hear. And I felt like apt given what we have been talking about also.
Yeah.
Although my one Shiok thing is not as wholesome as you guys are. Okay. And there is a reason why I like to watch this. So there's this guy online, his name is Patrick CC. And he's just a guy that's talking to a mic like this. Like he would just talk to a mic and then that's how he narrates his videos. And most of his videos is around rappers or entertainers that have failed in their careers, that had a big break and then like major downfalls. So it's about studying somebody's downfall.
Who would be an example?
Didi.
A lot of rap, no, Didi. That one is like for the public to study. Right?
Everyone.
I swear, bro. I was at a party in Malaysia, and then like a Didi song came on because it was on loop or whatever. So he came on, and then somebody goes on the mic in the whole party, Didi not guilty. What do y'all feel about that? And I was like, acquitted all charges.
While it was happening?
It was last week.
Last week. Yeah.
So, Patrick CC, he very calmly narrates a lot of his videos, and it's about like rappers or artists that had one-hit wonders and they became famous and how they didn't capitalize on their fame or maybe they get way over their heads or business decisions that were not made well. And they just feel like that, and also comedy cringe. So comedy cringe shows comedians, like people who dislike comedians, and like the comedians that are famous, but also a perspective of people who don't like some of their stuff, and some of the most hated comedians, and you kind of study on why they're hated, and you realize that okay. So if I go down this path, no, if I go down that path. So it's kind of like learning also a little bit.
So instructive for you a little bit in watching these videos.
Yeah, I think all in all is like these videos really tap on the insecurity of the artist. Like the moment the artist is insecure, only they can like this because of this, and that's where you know the crowd doesn't like you because they feel like you're not being real, that kind of thing lah. Yeah. So and also if you're being a bit too PR, also they be like he's just playing a PR thing, you know, where he's just trying to keep it neutral and boring, you know.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if you have an opinion as a comedian, you will have an opposing side that just goes like, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about. And if you're too concerned about everybody liking you, then it's very hard to survive. But like, you know, it is what it is. So like, Patrick CC and stuff like that is
On YouTube?
On YouTube, yes. Patrick CC, his videos.
CC.
Very nice voice also, the guy is chill.
How you spell CC?
CC? CC.
Like,
CC.
Letter
Okay,
CC.
okay.
and Patrick is just a letter, just the normal Patrick.
Patrick with a CK. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, CK.
Patrick
I see.
CC.
Okay.
Oh, cool, man.
Interesting.
Awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yo,
Cool.
thanks so
Yeah.
much for
Cool.
coming.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All the
I'm
best.
so
Yeah.
glad to be back here in the same room that we did the first
Yeah.
podcast.
Just looks a bit different now.
It looks a bit different. It sounds a bit different, and many have sat in this chair. Many respectable people have sat in this chair.
Yeah.
And I'm here to reset that.
Nah, man. I mean, like for those of you thinking about going for the show, we saw like 20 minutes of the show.
Hey, 15.
15.
It's arguably 20 minutes.
Yeah.
15.
But it was good, like. It was good.
And we
It was
watched
good.
it evolve also, like, right, from day one to
Yeah.
last day.
Oh,
which is
that's
fun.
nice.
It's cool.
That's nice.
But yeah, the link to the tickets is in the show notes to Fazri on socials. Thanks so much for coming,
Yeah,
man.
thanks.
Thank you, Yalabat, for having me. I appreciate you guys. And anytime you guys are in Malaysia, and if I have a podcast going on there, please come on.
Can
yeah,
Majulah
yeah, for
Singapura.
Oh, yeah. Majulah Singapura. Hey, when is this out?
Next week.
yeah.
Next week.
Alright, cool. Majulah Singapura.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and
Okay,
we'll talk
bye.
to you all soon.
Bye.